Unlike the female-only Falcon Knight, the Wyvern Lord class from Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes allows all units, regardless of their gender, the ability to take to the skies. The Wyvern Lord specializes in using power and power alone as their weapon of choice, and they can be a very effective class when combined with the right weapon and, of course, the right character. Let's swoop on in to find out everything they can do. The Wyvern Lord's mounted regular attack string consists of 7 attacks. You will sweep down and chop left, spin and slice right, smash down, swipe up, flip and cut down to the left, swing your axe while rushing forward, and finish by spinning one more time and cutting. Your unmounted regular attack string also consists of 7 attacks. Like all mounted master classes, when you get down onto the ground, your moveset tends to be a bit more simple, and this attack string is no different. Of all of these mounted classes, your unmounted strong attacks are a lot more noteworthy than the norm, so I will be getting into those next. Let's start with your mounted strong attacks. Your first mounted strong attack is another charge move, with multiple attacks built in depending on your level of charge. Like other charge class actions, this can be strung onto the end of your other strong attacks for a quick charge version. The fully charged version of this will have you do a rush forward, slamming and carrying any unfortunate enemies you hit along for the ride. For your second strong attack, you will do a series of cuts into the air, bringing your enemies up with you. You are then able to juggle enemies caught this way with further attacks. Your third strong attack is a simple sliding attack forward. Fourth up, you will spin your weapon around yourself for a time before landing one final slash. Your fifth strong attack is a big one, as you go on an extended ride in a circle before releasing caught enemies from your man-made tornado. For your sixth strong attack, you will suddenly rise back into the air before coming down with a sudden hard smash. Last up, your seventh mounted strong attack sees you spin out of your attack even more forward, and then finish with a big slash. While the mounted version of the Wyvern Lord's moveset is fine, the unmounted version is surprisingly strong, possibly due to it repeating some really fun moves from past Warriors games that were already very effective. Let's jump into those right now. Your first unmounted strong attack is based on your class action gauge, which either fills up over time or from you landing attacks on your foes. When you hit the strong attack button, you will fully drain your class action gauge. And when used, you will pound the ground, causing massive spikes to protrude from the earth, sending enemies under them into the air, flying right in front of where you activated it. The disruption this causes is absolutely enormous, and the way it throws all foes right in front of you again, but also being midair and easy to juggle, is incredibly powerful, especially if you've caused a weak point gauge to appear and then can activate a big attack. You're likely to destroy everyone who is in that big group. This single move can end fights right away, particularly in packed corners of the map with lots of named enemies. Of all the class actions in the game, I might place this one right up there as one of the single best. For your second strong attack, you will sweep your weapon upwards, knocking your foes into the air. This, of course, is your juggler. Your third strong attack is a slam. For your fourth strong attack, you will throw your axe around yourself twice, hitting enemies in a circle around you. Your fifth strong attack will have you slam the ground and cause a pillar of rock to pop out, throwing your foes into the air. This is your second juggler, as is usual in this spot. Next up, for your sixth strong attack, you will go on a flipping rampage with your weapon, attacking a total of 6 times while you go for a ride. Although your turning isn't very tight, you can move around while using this. This is a classic move that comes right from Lys's wild moveset in the original Fire Emblem Warriors. Last up, your seventh unmounted strong attack has you go for a spinning move that sucks in enemies nearby until you send them flying. This attack can also be extended by continuing to smash the strong attack button. Honestly, both of the movesets that the Wyvern Lord has access to are extremely useful. This is really good for a flying unit in particular, since you will often find yourself needing to dismount since bow-wielding enemies can be so common. Sometimes I even prefer to do all my fighting on foot and just use the Wyvern mode for getting around the map. Both of these work really well, although I would probably say the unmounted moveset is a little bit stronger. With all of the Wyvern Lord's attacks now covered, all we have left to do is check out their class abilities and then put everything together at the end. Your first class ability is Grievous Blow, which increases your critical hit damage and further push your damage up and up. Next up, you gain the very expected Lance Buster level 4, which increases your damage against Lance users, staying true to the classic Fire Emblem weapon triangle. At the end of the day, the Wyvern Lord really is the definitive axe-using class in this game. There's no magic to worry about, just your trusty weapon and ride, and your 2 very well balanced movesets. Of course, I highly recommend the Wyvern Lord. They're a class that I really wish I used a lot more on all of my runs, and will use more in future playthroughs. You really don't know what you're missing until you Wyvern smash, smash, smash. Big thank you to my top Patreon supporters, Henry Gutierrez and Shin Lu, as well as to everyone else who supports me over on Patreon. If you would like to support this channel doing what it does, be sure to check out the link in the description or find me on Patreon under Shane Brain. Thanks everyone.